Yeah. Well, I like every
Receiving?
Receiving anal sex? I've never... Well, that's not true. I have had one ex-girlfriend that it's called pegging. When you do a role reversal.
Really?
Yeah.
So she wore a strap on?
Yeah, but it wasn't a strap on. It didn't look like... I made sure it didn't look like it didn't resemble a penis at all. And it was... She said...
Did you do?
Here, this is the thing.
Made it look like a barber?
It was just like a purple small little thing that she strapped on, and she just walked out like, all right.
Homophobic.
No, I mean,
that's homophobic.
No, it's not. It's fine. If that's your thing, that's fine. But I'm a heterosexual male,
right?
And in order for me to get ass sex, she said, "Well, if you want to fuck me in the ass, I get to fuck you in the ass." I said, "All right. Well, is it worth it?" And we had, I'll try anything once or twice. I mean, as a man, I know that our G spots are in our asses. So like people can say, "Oh, you've stuck things in your ass, you're gay," but I don't give a shit if it's with a female.
When you talk about, and this is a kind of homophobia, I have to say, or maybe it's an assholophobia. I don't know what you'd call it. But I used to work at this car wash. It was a detailing place, and there was this great kid. I'm not going to use his name, but he was a little odd. And I had mentioned something about having oral sex with a woman, to which he said I would never do that. And I had to, what are you talking about? He goes, too close to the asshole, eh? So there's so many reasons people are flipped out by the whole anal thing.
I love oral sex.
Oral sex? Oh, yeah. So you're a big... Yeah, I love oral sex, too.
Oh, yeah.
I think it's core play. I don't think it's foreplay. I think it's core play. I think eating...
Core play.
Core play. Yeah.
Chris just said, did Sean just tell us he got pegged?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, one time I'm honest. It's happened before. But
Jesus Christ, I got pegged by a big... It's a hot dog, but it's called a knocker. Maybe that's Yiddish. A large hot dog I stuck up my bum on Kenny versus Spenny.
That's true.
Yeah. These things happen,
and it didn't even buy me dinner.
Now, I did have somebody lick my ass.
Yeah. How did you like that? You got a rim job.
I would ask the girl.
You know what?
Yeah.
She's still vomiting like 10 years ago.
What do you say about rim jobs? Rim jobs are alright.
You know what?
It's all right.
It's all okay. It's all fine.
I didn't not like it, and I didn't, it was one of those things where if it happened again, it wouldn't matter, but it did happen, and it's like, ooh, that feels different.
Yeah, I know, right?
Yeah. But it's not nothing that I would say.
Look, guys out there who are comfortable with this, there's a thing called the prostate.
Yes, let's talk about this.
If it gets enlarged, you need to have it checked out. That's one side of it.
Sure.
The other side of it is, as Sean mentioned briefly, it will give you maybe the most powerful orgasm you've ever had. Now, if your little poo fixation and your anal fixation won't allow you to do that, I think you're missing out. But you have every right to miss out if you want to do that.
Yeah, and you have every right to your opinion about thinking that, that something like that isn't something you want to do or you're not comfortable with. But when you start to explore sex more openly and keep an open mind about things, who really gives a shit what's going on? If you're with someone you care about and they're exploring your body, you're exploring their body, and you're both feeling good and trying new things, I don't think there's anything wrong with that.
Chris Lee is regretting he didn't come.
Oh, is he?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, this is...
C-U-M or C-O-M-E? Is he masturbating watching and he's not coming?
You can still come, Chris. Go for it, buddy. We're here for you. Okay, so let's get back on track here. We've done a lot of ass covering tonight, which is fair because we talk a lot about ass on the shows that we do.
I think ass is an interesting thing to talk about because it's still taboo, even today. Even you can turn on your computer.
Well, I can think of a lot more taboo things, but we won't get into the whole thing.
Well, we can though. That's the thing, is that there's nothing that's really off limits here because the main thing that I think I want...
that's clear.
Well, I'm talking about scatting and all that stuff.
Okay, scatting, again, I mean, scatting, for those of you that don't know what scatting is, that's when people enjoy sort of shitting on each other or playing with each other's feces. That's not my cup of tea.
It's not my cup of tea either.
But there's nothing wrong with that for those who do like that, right? I mean, you can't... There's no such thing as normal as long as you're not being...
as long as it's not at the Thanksgiving dinner table.
And it's consensual, right?
Yeah. Well, it's got to be consensual for sure. But I didn't think we could talk about scatting tonight, but I'm not surprised. I'm with the two people to do it.
To me, scatting is Ella Fitzgerald and Cab Calloway, and they must have been thrilled when they co-opted that term.
What about water sports? Have you ever let anyone pee on you?
No, but I peed on someone.
You did pee on someone?
Yeah, you did.
I talk about it at the Kenny versus...
That wasn't me.
I talk about it at the Kenny versus... And people are like groaning like I've said I took a frickin' saw, and sawed someone's torso off. Like, it's not the biggest deal in the world, and to be honest, it's not really a sexual thing. Really, it's involved in the sexual process, but it's more of a wow. I'm used to peeing in the toilet,
I don't think.
and
it's
this
not
girl
that
wants me
wrong.
to pee on her. It's just a new feeling that's different and weird.
I've spoken to people that are into that, and
It's called water sports.
Yeah, and I've spoken with girls that said that my boyfriend likes it when they hover over a coffee table while my boyfriend's underneath and stuff like that. It's like, hey, great! Like I love listening to these stories because we've heard every story, and I've probably done everything and anything possible on stage,
Yeah.
performing. So I'm desensitized to all. So when people are telling me this stuff, it's like, yeah, that doesn't faze me, right?
Sure.
But what's interesting is the only difference is when we're out, having dinner or, we're talking about the show and everything's like, yeah, it's felching, and it says, well, it's when a guy sticks, or whoever sticks a straw in another man's ass and sucks his own semen out after having sex, right? And we're talking because we're talking about the performance. But then I got to realize, well, the people around us eating dinner that are eavesdropping on a conversation have no idea we're talking about the show or the performance side of things, right? So
I get that too. I get when I'm out for dinner with people, they say, listen, you got to keep your voice down because you talk about sex a lot, but not everybody is used to hearing about the things that you say. I'm getting a nod over here from someone that spends a lot of time with me.
And people judge you, right? Well,
sure.
Which is funny because they shouldn't, because they don't know you, right? It's like I'm optically on stage. I'm, with the comic book we're doing. We finally found our superhero name.
Okay, go ahead and tell them.
So we're Spenny and I we're putting together a comic book called Hypno Bitch, where I control him, and I'm this evil hypnotist. But the evil guy is Dr. Demon, and the good person. Like when Spenny feels pain, we haven't 100% worked out the optic shit on it. But when
let's just work it out on
Yeah.
live, whatever the hell this is.
Am I still
so
your
I, be,
genie?
I become you be his genie.
I'd be his
Because
genie,
Mr.
right?
Angel. So
Yes.
I do things for good. But anyway, so Dr. Demon would be basically the Tony Lee show, but emphasized. And in the comic book, we're able to go to a whole new level. It's illustrated by Tony Gray, and he's done Spider-Man, Batman, a ton of stuff out there. The Conduit, just an amazing illustrator.
So we can expect this in September, probably, right?
It's actually going to be done for the Comic-Con at the end of April is when the comic book will be ready.
But for your show, we're
the
starting
show
off in
itself,
2017 September.
September time. The Tony Lee side of things for the X-Rated Hypnotist show is going to be collapsing, and the rebirth of two new characters: villain, Dr. Demon, superhero, Mr. Angel, and everything will be doing a PG show, which is PG rated friendly. It's great for all audience base, or it could be Dr. Demon who does the X-rated stuff. Now, in the comic book, we're able to emphasize, the twisted things that we do on stage and we talk about are going to be emphasized tenfold. So there's stuff in the book that we'd never be able to do live on stage. Legally, it just wouldn't be possible. So, or physically, it wouldn't even be possible as well.
So the comic book's going to be fucking edgy.
Well, what's interesting is I think everybody deep down inside has, the Tony Lee character or the optics that people see on Facebook is really maybe 5% of who I am. It's emphasized more, so people think I'm that guy. But 95% of me isn't that guy, which gets me back to the thing where people are always out there prejudging you, thinking that sexually you're this monster. Right?
Yeah.
And but the reality is I'm not. I'm certainly going to disappoint if you're thinking that if I'm that that monster that people think, that aggressive whatever. I'm just that guy that.
Who's the monster? Bill Cosby. I mean, this is
Well, yeah, it's the opposite, right?
Yeah.
So it's the opposite. You got a good guy that all of a sudden has been painted or has put himself in a position where he's become this monster, and then you've got myself, for example, who portrays this monster for the last 32 years on stage.
I don't know if you're not a monster on stage.
No, but but in the eyes of
the politically correct,
what people think, and it's really the complete opposite. Which goes back to, here we are an X-Rated Hypnotist and everything, and I like to think of us as being the leading edge in promoting consent, promoting,
100%.
spreading the word for violence against women and stopping a lot of the
people.
variations. it's because we understand the dynamic of people's psychology, and we understand how to engage people, and now we're using what we've done from our experiences and delivering a positive message in an entertaining way without taking away the gravity of what the situation is.
Right. Okay. So let's get back to Spenny brought up a good point. The mind being the most powerful and largest sexual.
I didn't know it was the most powerful. For me, it's powerful, so I'm not surprised.
Right.
You were the one who enlightened me to do it.
Right. So that's why, I mean, when you guys watch and you like the page Sex and Suicide, the reason being is mental health. People don't think the two tie in together, but they very much do. If you're not taking care of yourself mentally, your sex life will suffer. I promise you, it will. So it's really important, and we obviously want to make sure that people, when we say sex and suicide, we're not encouraging suicide by any means. We're encouraging the conversation about people that have taken their own lives and trying to prevent that from happening, and open the sort of the floodgates for people to start sharing things that make them mentally healthy. Have you guys, in your experience, on this whole journey that you've gone through, where people are judging you, like you said, people might see you as a monster, how has that played an effect on your mental health over the years?
To me, it doesn't make an effect, because it's the optics of what people think about me is what people want when they come and see the show. That's what we give them. We give them we give them an aggressive guy that makes them laugh, that rides that line of what's funny, not funny, and everybody has a great experience with it. But it's a real science to keep it there without going overboard. And we've done you can't do 9,000 plus shows in a 32-year span, and have such a great reputation in the industry. And even last year we got inducted in the Canadian Hall of Fame.
Yeah, congratulations! By the way.
Thank you.
Yeah, that's awesome.
And
great accomplishment.
It was rewarding being acknowledged for all the work that we've done over the years, and
Sure. What about you, buddy? Have you, going from being sort of a guy that was just creating a show to being on these talk shows and being known across LA and things, did that create anxiety within you? Did you have any struggles mentally, or did you handle it well?
Well, I think, I'm a child of a divorced family at a pretty rough age, so I had to deal with all kinds of depression-ish issues all through my life. When it came to TV, the amount of, and you can talk about this because you mentioned it to me, the amount of supposed hatred I get on my social media. Now I sort of understand it and I play along with it. But when it first started happening, it was like, what have I signed up for?
Sure.
These people are vicious, and they're vicious,
Yeah.
But what I've come to know is the most vicious people, sometimes when I try to engage with them through social media, within 2 or 3 back and forths, they say, dude, I love you. I love the show.
Yeah.
And that's, I'm not just saying that to save face. There are people out there that probably think I'm the biggest idiot in the world. That's fine.
Sure.
But that's been my experience. I've had 2, I would say, negative experiences with the haters. So the mental health side of things, at first it was sort of, if you're an insecure person or whatever, it's going to, that's what they try to do, right? They try to get a reaction out of you.
Yeah.
And I fell into that trap early on.
So did I. I think that I did the exact same thing. I think going on to The Bachelorette, I still thought everybody would love me, right? It's not the case at all. No. You have to be okay with being able to accept, and that's what this is about too. I know that not everybody's going to like me, and I'm okay with that. The key is to be yourself in a world and be okay with people that don't like you, and just say, hey, that's okay. That's them.
But now there's this platform that didn't exist when I was younger.
This social media platform,
which allows, if the person that's a celebrity, whatever you want to call them, and they're putting themselves out there, you have access to that person in a way that never existed before.
True.
And unfortunately, there's a lot of negativity out there. I can only imagine what a Kim Kardashian,
has gone through,
or what they get, But then, as the person, you realize that you need the social media to promote. And then you just get a little bit of a hard skin, and you don't let it bother you.
I think, personally, I don't care what people think. I've got a few people in my life, or a group of, quite a lot of people in my life that know me as who I am. And the rest of it really doesn't matter. Actually, to me, it's amusing now. So if people think I'm that person, or they're messaging me, or they're messaging other people, so this guy, do you know who this guy is? Blah blah blah. Well, you take a look on Facebook. Yeah, in one sense, you got me making people screw chairs, having an orgasm. Another video, I'm beating somebody up in a cage and everything because I did MMA for a while. So every optic out there looks like I'm this freaking demon. Hence the fact we came up with